Last session. Yeah. I know that when we set out on this, we had a bit of a goal to like just kind of get you to a level of play where you can kind of understand the decisions and the things going on, among other things, but I think that was like the big one. How are you feeling about that goal from where you started?
I feel a lot better. I feel like maybe I can't in the game like get from uh like understanding what's going on. I think I can understand what's going on in the game, but adapting mid game is still kind of hard for me. But
Mm-hmm.
when I watch the setback, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this 100 times, and if I would have just wait here instead of do this, that's clearly what the right option was to do. And he just read me doing this because I did this like 100 times. Like I
Yeah.
can watch the game back and not be like, what am I doing? For like most matchups.
But not these two.
Not these two. No
Not the
idea.
rat ball and the dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly. Characters with like weird little bits about them. I'm like, I'm so
Prehistoric,
lost when it comes to these guys.
prehistoric ass looking mother. Anyway.
Yeah, we hate
Anyway.
Yoshi in this call. We do.
This is a Yoshi. This is a we hate Yoshi safe space. Like, I'm sorry,
Damn
but like,
right.
if you like dinosaurs, get out. Like,
Yep.
I'm
Damn
not about
straight.
it. I'm glad the meteor hit them. Anyway, so jokes aside, yeah. So let's take a look at this. I think we can just dive in, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. Sound good?
Hmm.
Excellent. So I like that you're using knee. I'd also recommend stomp. Stomp is really good because he likes to CC a lot, and like if we think about like how Yoshi's moves work, like look at where his like so that Nair is a bad example, but on this one, like remember he can't go up with his jump and his Nair hits below him. So going at like a kind of a diagonal angle in is actually quite strong on him. His main ground moves are also lows, like it's his down tilt and down smash, right? So that's something to keep in mind as well.
So like full hopping a little bit more is kind of good.
I mean, like, think what would Wizrobe do?
That's my kind of my issue. I have no earthly idea what he would do on this. Probably just I don't know. I mean, my brain Wizrobe is the tech chase guy, so in this matchup I'm kind of lost. I don't even know what he would
You
do.
know, he's actually really good at this one and Jigglypuff. Like, he is
Yeah,
the tech
Puff.
chase guy, but like he also is the stomp on platform guy.
Hmm.
And Yoshi's a character whose best moves are all lows. So yeah, stomp on platform
Yeah,
guy is like a pretty good place to be. I
I'm
do
kind of
like.
nervous near flats a lot, to be honest, with Yoshi.
So why are you nervous versus like why are you nervous here? Let's talk about this down throw. But why are you nervous? Why are you nervous on plats with Yoshi?
Like I'm like the egg shield dropping is like I don't know when he's on a platform. I really don't know how to deal with like his weird movements.
Hmm.
Like shield drop, double jump, like clipping me and stuff. I just don't get it.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. The big thing, so basically mechanically, Yoshi's egg is unique for... Yoshi's shield on platforms is unique for two reasons. His shield in general is unique for two reasons. So one, it doesn't take shield stun. So that's a big thing. Like, he doesn't actually take shield stun when his shield gets hit by attacks. Did you know that? Or is this new information?
It's like I kind of knew it, but he also has like weird moments where I feel like he slides along the egg sometimes. I don't really understand that.
That's his light shield.
Okay.
Because
Is there a
light
way
shield
to
reduces the
tell?
traction of your character when they're blocking. So yeah, that's just what's happening.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like think about how far you get pushed when you're like, or like how far like Marth gets pushed when you see like Zane versus like Mango and he's doing like the light shields, or Zane versus Peach and he's doing light shields, right? Like he slides a ton. Yeah, that's just Yoshi's version of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me about what's going on in your head with this down throw, because I'm curious as to what you think the options are. Like I think you go for a knee here, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
I
yeah.
I think I feel like knee is just the only move where I'm not the most nervous against. Like if it trades, I get a lot of damage out of it. Like I feel like if I nair, I don't like the way that trades with a lot of things. Up air is good, but he's kind of like lower, so I'm not even sure if I can hit it. Maybe I can if I'm really fast. And Stomp's like really slow. I feel like you could just get out.
What if we grabbed him?
Like grab combos is like I don't really know. I feel like I can up throw at like some percent and get a knee sometimes, but not. I don't have a percent in my brain.
This
I haven't labbed
trajectory.
this at all.
What about dash, jump, cancel, grab?
I do that a little bit at lower percents. I don't know how much it works. I don't know how long it works though.
That's okay. Look at it. Like, I would say, like, don't worry so much about whether it works or not for one reason. So remember, this is a character whose whole thing is, like, he wants to just, like, trade a lot and, like, stay in the... He doesn't want to fight you on the ground. Your dash dance, like, kind of farms him, right? So from here to here, like, if he's within... Like, how far would you say your dash, jump, cancel, grab goes, right? Because we know that his trajectory vector is going to be around, like... yeah, he's probably going to finish up around here, basically, right? So with that in mind, where do you think your grab hits? Like if you just do one quickly, like immediate dash, forward, jump, cancel, grab.
I think I could probably make it to the platform, maybe a little bit past.
Yeah, like around here, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, it's a little bit lower on your body, so maybe around here, this kind of block. Like, this is where his trajectory, like, you can probably grab, like, I really think you can grab him, because remember, the other thing is, even if you go forward just a little bit further to, like, threaten the right area, like, you can extend this, he is what are his options coming out of combo, you think? Like, what does he usually do?
A double jump, pretty much always.
Right, so he's double jumping into the grab.
Right, yeah, he can't parry it if he's just doing the double jump.
He can't parry it at all. The parry's what he does on the ground, right?
Or, I mean, the armor.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a grab. So, what we want to keep in mind is, like, grab is, like, a key follow in these kinds of situations. The other one that I would consider, he double jumps out with Nair and kind of, like, comes forward a bit, right? So he kind of does this. So, knowing that, maybe we just space in front of him more.
Oh, we do, like, a little shimmy?
Yeah, so, like, if he comes back like this to attack us, maybe we put up our, like, Nair wall here. Because if he double jumps into this Nair, then he dies.
Yeah, big time dies.
Yeah, like, we put up, like, I think that one thing to keep in mind is that Yoshi likes to, like, come out of, like, he does not like the idea of being, like, underneath this platform, like, pinned in the corner. He wants to get onto the ledge, he wants to get onto the side platform, he wants one of those two spots from that position. So we just create a wall here, we just occupy this spot, and, like, we're suddenly a big problem for him. Like, we're kind of blocking all this, or, like, within reach of all the places he wants to go. So I would say that, like, when you're in this kind of spot relative to him, this is a good place to be.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like, So, let's move on. And that makes sense, right?
Like, that does make sense.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because the other thing is you can also back up and dash dance in the middle in the event that he's, like, starts to... If he actually successfully gets to the platform, you can then back up and go dash dancing in the middle. So you don't actually have to stay there and fight him, which is yeah, it's a big thing. It's how you lose to this character. You fight him in spots you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
This is good. Oh, perfect.
I can't believe he makes this back. I was actually so mad when that happened. Oh,
yeah.
I hard called it out.
I know. I think you have to, like, I think on that one, so the thing is, I think you have to, like, full hop and fast fall, you know?
You mean, like, instead of doing the... Like,
double jump, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I would even, like, you short hop it, right? But, like, I think you have to full hop it and either stomp above his spot, or, like, yeah, or do the knee like that. Because by using your jump, you take away your ability to follow, like, to, like, guard this, like, his air dodge, basically.
Okay, cool. That's good. The stomp, I don't really know what his armor is. The stomp, like, break the armor, like knee does? I know knee does.
Yeah, so it's just based off knockback.
Okay, so just high knockback moves can break it.
Yeah, like, as a general, like, here's, as a general, rule, let me just pull up INI data.
It's a cute Google, like, background for the day.
Thank you. Yeah. So let's do Falcon. And does it have Yoshi armor? Yes, it does. Cool.
What the hell is this thing?
INI data. You don't know about this?
Never heard about this.
Okay, I'll send this to you. This is like a knockback calculator, and it lets you toggle lots of useful things. So, for example, we can take Captain Falcon here, and this is his list of moves. And we can find his stomp, if I can read, which I can't, which is a problem. Okay, there we go. So it has, like, the properties here. You see that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So then let's do Yoshi. Where's that, like, prehistoric thing? Okay, there we go. So, Yoshi double armor. True. So let's put him up here. And then, yeah, Yoshi armor true. So yeah, he is taking knockback. Like, he's getting hit. He's flinching out of it. Because if we set this to 0, he won't. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, position hit, no stun, no nothing. But if we toggle the percent, we'll eventually get to the point where he does. Cool, it's around here. Hit stun 1. So he will take flinch at 38 pre-hit.
Flinch is like, he like does the weird, like, movement. Like he's not still in the armor then at 38.
Flinch is that
that's
thing.
more than I thought.
Yeah, flinch is that thing. Basically, like,
gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, he takes, like, stun, but it's not much. There's no knockback yet, but he does stop, like, it does break his movement. Like, if we go to knee, fair. Clean, ID 0. So, actually, stomp breaks it earlier than knee does. Knee happens around, like, 40, 42.
Oh, cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah. In general, moves with the vertical knockback actually have more base power than moves with horizontal knockback. The reason for that is because they have to beat gravity in order for them to work in the game's engine. So, Stomp is actually the better move for, like, breaking armor. So another reason to Stomp.
And full hop stomp is actually like that. Yeah, I don't understand that.
What happened?
That this is just.
Let's talk about aerial. Let's talk about aerial placement. So, I would only ever do this up air if I could fast fall and shield first. Like if I could fast fall and shield while I'm doing it.
Oh, like you do it and then fast fall shield.
Yeah, because then you want to get below this nair basically. Because remember, he's only taking like a little bit of stun. So he's only taking, like, a couple of frames of stun here. So then he's like, by you being so high in the air with him, your leg is exposed. So that's what he's hitting.
Yeah.
So, but if you can fast fall and shield, or fast fall and crouch under the platform, or something like that, then, you know, he goes for this, you just, like, come up with another up air and kill him. It'll sound stupid, but also a decent move again. Like, yeah, they're kind of, like... You have more stun on him now, so you can see how this, like, kind of worked out here. Oh, actually, no, he could have actually attacked between that. Yeah, up air, like, doesn't... Up air needs to be, like... You treat it like a frame trap, kind of like how Marth does his up airs, like, against, like, Sheik and stuff. Yeah, because you have to prioritize safety, basically. And just not go for, like, the double mid-air up air. You have to hit one, like... You have to do them landing until you've dealt with his jump, basically. Otherwise, that happens. Like, they have to be fast falling. Like, they have to be falling up airs, basically. Otherwise, yeah, that'll happen a lot. Back air is also something people do a good amount versus him.
Like space back air, like fade away?
Yeah, like, if I feel like back air would be a consideration, like, in this kind of spot. Like, if you back air him, he goes into the corner, and then you would just, like, continue to pressure with back air. Because, like, look at how he moves, and where his moves hit, right? Like, back air, the angle hits, like, this area very effectively, and that's where where he tries to come in from a lot.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of pretty vulnerable, like, up, like, in his, like, upper corner, and Bear hits that nicely.
Yeah, and, like, look at what happens with this Stomp. Like, his Stomp is good against him, but, like, he just anti-airs it, because, like, that's the other thing he has. Like, directly above him... Think of him like Jigglypuff, kind of. Like, directly above and, like, kind of low... But, like, with lows instead of, like, side. But, like, it's to his side. I don't know, it's weird, but it's kind of like how Puff's space is, but, like, the sideways stuff is all slanted down. But if you, like, jump this way, like, right? And you're going for back air, you know, you hit him, you've spaced, you're good. A lot of this matchup is just, like, tapping him. Like, in fighting Yoshi in general, really. It's tapping him, and then, like, observing what he does when he goes for his counter hit after, and then just punishing that. Don't attack on the way down.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah.
So what could you do instead here?
I can probably just fall. If I think he's gonna shield, I can just fall and land and grab it.
Or just fall to the floor.
Can he shield drop? Or just fall all the way through?
Yeah, just fast fall through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really feel that good being below him. Even though I feel like like most matchups, like I love being below people, just spamming up airs. But him, I don't feel like that because of
The
just the
armor.
way. Yeah, exactly. So like my main strategy is kind of not nearly as effective.
You need to do the up airs differently. You're not trying to like hit him with them proactively. You're trying to like make him fall into them so that when he doesn't have when either at a time where that isn't good for his like double jump armor, like because he's gonna go like move away from it, or when he's like already switched to the attack. So a lot of times, like when you're doing the up airs, you're doing them really, really high, and you can almost hit the top platform. Like that was good. What you just did was very good. This is kind of like the idea here. So you see how like you do it, and then you're like immediately going to the ground, and then as a result you're safe. That is the idea here that we want. This is very good because when you do the rising ones and graze this platform, that just indicates to him that this is the time to attack. But if you're doing them while descending, he has to then like fall into it. He's not being cued in the same way, I guess, if that makes sense.
And then what do I do out of that? I feel like I'm not that good at a shield compared to him.
Yoshi can't well, he's only good out of shield on the platform. On the ground, he's actually really bad in shield. That's part of why heavy attacks are good against him.
Oh, I meant in that situation where that you had up.
Oh.
Like, I power shielded, and I still feel like you said it's a good spot, but it doesn't feel like a good spot. I don't know how. I
said the up air was well executed, so it was around here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what happens here? Like if you up air, he's dead here, by the way. So like remember, you got him out of his jump. Like look. So he goes into the yeah, so if you just scoop him again, he's absolutely 1000% dead.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so that's part of why the up airs are good. Now, on the right side of the stage, you said like what's wrong with like what happens here. I think the issue here is we went forward too much. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because you land over here, you're not able to shield grab his counter hit. But if you landed like here, you could have on most of them. So like you're trying to like what we're trying to do is we're trying to tip our toes. Like here, let me see here. Yeah. So like here, I would be like back here instead. And I would be trying to hit the very tip of your toes if I hit anything at all. You're not really covering like space the way that you would versus another character. You're trying to hit the tip of everything. Whenever you're using a move like up air or nair against this guy. Yeah. He doesn't have a good grab, so like as long as you can keep your like the relevant side of yourself like facing him, that's a problem. Like that's actually a problem for him when it comes to like how he counterattacks, because he doesn't have a good grab, and his usual solution after like landing is to like, you know, do jabs and stuff, which you can like, you know, crouch cancel. Well, like ASDI down grab and all that jazz. That's good. I think he was on, I think he might have actually, okay, 32, no, he wasn't at percent. He was like 4-ish, no, he was like 6-ish too high for Stomp. But still, like, this could have been disastrous for him in a different life. What are your thoughts on what you could do here instead?
My immediate thought was I don't know why I'm fading in. I should be fading back with the knee.
Okay, but this isn't going to break it anyway. So if he's at 32, like, what could we do instead?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Grab.
Oh, we're grabbing these? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because, like, what's he going to do? If he doesn't come up with the... If he commits to an attack, this kills him every time. Because he doesn't... Once he attacks, he loses the armor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Going for more grabs didn't really cross my mind because I don't feel like the grab follow-up is that good. But it's a good percent builder when he's at lower, so it actually ends up being pretty decent. And once he's at higher, is when he's vulnerable to me poking him with my moves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So is it starting to click why Wizrobe is so good at this? Because he's like he's like the most methodical of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's like, yep, this is grab percent, so I'm gonna grab. Ah.
I think I just have to Uncle Punch these. I just genuinely have no earthly idea.
So what it is that let's look at the trajectory that you're traveling at, and then let's compare it to like where we should like some alternatives. Because this is just like this is 1000% just like a timing, like a small spacing thing. So you go like really really far forward, right? And you're like at this trajectory. Cool. So if we compare, that would mean that you're a little biased towards this side of the platform. That's fine. Let's map that out. No, not like this. I wanted the other one. Stop it, tool. All right, whatever. Line, and we want this color. So from here to here, this is you, right? What if we do this?
Yeah, I think it's because I get a dash, so I just like I'm moving a little forward more.
Yeah.
Just jumping and kneeing definitely hits him in the dome with the knee.
Yeah, like, you don't really dash jump against this guy. Like, so remember, this guy is gonna, like, defend himself whenever he can to get out of stun, because no one wants to take a knee. So it's important to, like, kind of cover the spot that he moves into. So if this isn't a true combo, then he's gonna move, like, this way, right? Because that's just where he has to go. So with that in mind, like, we just cover this spot. And it still hits him, like, technically, if he's there. You could also still dash jump, you just do it, like, with a gentler jump. Like, you dash jump, forward, pull back kind of thing. That's also fine. Like, absolutely okay.
I do that against Puff, like, down through a knee. I, like, do a tiny dash and just jump and then...
Yeah, so there you go. It's like Puff.
I've started to understand why I don't like this character very much.
Yeah. Now you want to know why I don't like him. So, when you get up here, and then you come down here and land, whenever you see Yoshi do this thing, like, go up, like, really high like that and start swinging in, that's usually a sign that you either do one of two... like, there's a few things you can do. What do you think... what comes to mind here?
I don't feel like I can challenge it. Probably just wave dash back, because it's, like, a decently forward hitbox.
Why wave dash?
I'm pretty safe under the plat.
I agree you're safe under the plat, like 100%, because he's coming in from, like, up here, right? So his trajectory on that thing is like this, basically, right? Yeah. And then if he wants to vary it, he can also go here, and he can also go here, but, like, he can't really, like, go... But, like, what he doesn't want to do is land on this platform, because then he's going to lag there, right? So how can we cover all of these?
I guess just we could do a fade back knee, I think. Tiny fade back.
You could. But I feel like you're not going to hit this one.
Yeah, no way I'm hitting that one.
What if we dash this way and short hop, and then short hop in place, like backflip towards him from under the platform?
Okay, yeah, that's good, because then you can cover on the plat. On this stage, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
no,
and then you can fade forward with the same thing and probably hit with a strong hit with it.
Yeah, like you can up air or you can back air depending on where they're landing. Because, like, if they land anywhere here, you know, back air hits them. And anywhere up here, in these ones, up air hits them. So you cover both.
Just the short... Yeah, just short hopping is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're using the platform for defense here. So, like, yeah, we're in no danger at all. I still don't think that, like, I think that your play here was quite good. Like, I still think what you did was ultimately probably, like... it was, like, probably, like, one of the better plays you could have done. It didn't get you killed. It kept stage control. Like, all in all, this is, like, a very good combination of things. I would need him.
Yeah, probably can...
If it doesn't combo, does it matter in this spot?
I'm a little scared. I mean, I think it's my fault for... I fast fell it, so maybe if I didn't fast fall, I'd just do the up air knee.
Oh, yeah. No, you never fast fall here. Like, but after this up air, if we just knee, like, what's the big deal, right?
Yeah. I get traded with a nair, and he gets kneed, and then he's dead. Yeah.
Well, he'd probably super armor and tank it, right? But then what the resulting position that comes up, and this is cool, like, we're learning a lot about, like, the super armor and how it, like, the double jump armor and how it, like, impacts things. So, like, let's take this and pretend we knee him. So where do you think he winds up at the end of that? He double jumps into it to tank it.
Yeah, so probably, like, a little closer to the stage, and I'm...
Like here?
further in. Yeah, probably like there.
Okay. And where do you finish?
Probably land on the plat somewhere.
Well,
I
I
guess
mean, like
depend-
after you hit him. I mean, like just went after, like a frame after you hit him, basically. Where
Oh,
are
I'm
we?
like 45 degrees, a little bit below.
Like here?
Ish, yeah.
Okay, cool. So who's gonna reach the stage first?
Me.
Right.
Fast faller.
Yeah. So you go here,
Yeah.
and then he has to like come down slowly behind you, right?
Mhm.
So then what happens?
I can just force an air dodge, or he gets up aired.
Yeah, like you just cover this area, and he's dead.
Yep, and then I just wait for yeah, and then it's a 50-50. If he air dodges, then he
Huh?
dodges the up air. If not, then I wait and hit him
when-
out of the air dodge.
Wouldn't you just do another up air? He has no double jump.
Uh, yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah, like
Sneaky.
you can run off and then just come up with it, and then like if he air dodges, you just forward tilt after or do another one. Like it's fine.
Yeah, it does hit pretty far away. I probably do have that option. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea here is like the reason that this works is because he can't just fall to the stage and get there first. If he can fall to the stage and make it back first, or make it back at the same time of you, then this play is not good. Like this knee is not good. But because he has to like actually fall to the ground, and you're going to beat him to it, yeah, like this play is very good because of that. If he has to commit like another recovery resource, like if he has to commit to his air dodge, for example, to make it back, these kinds of knees that break him like off stage are extremely strong. If he doesn't have to do anything to get out, then it's not. Then you probably could have done something else to maintain offensive momentum. Yeah. And there's a chance that you might even be able to just like knee up air him, but I don't think the percent is quite high enough for that. Yeah. I hate this character. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see why Falcon's one of the characters who's fairly equipped to deal with him, right? Like, we're not using all of them yet, but you can see kind of the logic behind it, right?
Yeah, I definitely felt it, like, playing against Yoshis that aren't this level. I think this guy's, like, pretty good.
Yeah,
if
he's
I
PR
remember
in my
correctly.
region.
Oh, you know him, okay.
Yeah, he's like top 10 in my region.
Yeah, when I play against other Yoshis that, like, just run into my knees, it feels like an unwinnable matchup for them. But, so, like, whoever this is, like, I feel like I'm just getting rolled over a lot.
Yeah, like, mono, we have GooseCon and MG, who both have very good Falcons in our region. Like, not like S2J good, but they're very good. And yeah, Mono winds up having to play them in tournament a good amount, so it's just, yeah, it is what it is. He knows this one fairly well.
Can we go back a little bit and look at him being shielding on a plat?
Yeah. So like up here, or like does he go on it now, or?
I think he does it here. So when Yoshi's shielding on a plat, I need like a game plan. I think it's just, I'm guessing I just take center here. I don't feel like I can challenge it in any meaningful way.
Up B?
No way you just told me to up B the Yoshi egg. That's kind of hype.
Why not? He's at 90.
I'm
It's
down.
a grab.
I just figured he could shield drop or something on reaction to it or something.
I mean, maybe, but like, who the heck is looking to react to that?
That's true. I'm down to go for plays like that, you know?
I'm
super down.
So I would say the only rule with something like up B, like let's summon Ini data.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we don't get counter hit, but like, yeah, let's see here. Neutral special, up special. Oh, is it?
And you're saying, I don't jump, I just rip it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up special.
Jumping, I feel like he'll like cue. If I'm jumping, he'll be like, "Oh, he's doing the thing. I can hit him."
Yeah. So like, I would say, grounded knockdown. Okay, cool. So like, if he's on the platform, this is basically assuming he doesn't DI it. This is where the up B is like sending him at different trajectories, right? So like, I would say the main thing we want to make sure is that we're sending him far away from us, that we don't get hit. Like, we don't get counter hit. I don't remember how much up B lags Captain Falcon when he, like, completes it in the air, because it's been, I haven't looked at that in ages. But I think the rule of thumb I had was it's, like, around, like, 35-ish and up, you're probably fine on Yoshi. Might be 40, I don't know. Maybe 40, might be 45, I don't know. Play around with it. But, like, I think that the commit, like, one of the reasons Ganon and, like, Falcon are kind of okay against him, relatively speaking, or have, like, perks against him, is because they have command grabs. Like, they actually can just hop up there and hit him. It's one of the things that None does really well in the matchup when he fights Amsa. So yeah, no, I would absolutely say, like, grab the Yoshi.
And then, like, as an alternative, is like, do you think just taking center is a better, like, it's not better, but I'm saying, in general, I feel like take center, hold center with a move, like maybe a bear or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like another option?
Yeah, so, like, the thing is, okay, think of it this way. So when Yoshi leaves the platform, remember, he cannot leave the platform through anything other than shield drop because he doesn't have a jump out of shield naturally. So what that means is he has to do this, or he has to do this, or he can shield drop and come back onto the platform and then, like, with, like, Waveland in place, or he can jump up or something, right? So these are kind of his movement paths before he actually goes for something. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So out of these options, generally speaking, he's not going to just jump up to, like, and double jump all the way up into the stratosphere. Generally, he's going to, like, kind of go to one of these side positions and then kind of do something like this. So, with that in mind, I would say absolutely. Head over, if you're not willing to fight, head over here. What you're really doing is you're trying to swing and hit him out of these things. Out of these pathways. You're not hitting him when he's coming up. You're hitting him after he's committed and he's coming down. Because that's when he's given up his armor.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, as a result, this is also part of why back air is so good. And I know that you're probably getting sick of hearing that, but hear me out. It's real good. No, once he passes a certain threshold in terms of... Stop doing that. I want this one. Thank you. Okay, cool. So once he gets past a certain point on the in his free fall, like once he drops below a certain line, maybe around here, maybe a little higher even. But you see what I mean? Like, there's a point at which it's no longer practical for him to go for aerials. This is kind of the line you're trying to, like, hit a lot of the time. So you're hitting him either when he's, like, slightly above this, because he's going for the aerial itself, or you're hitting him when he's slightly above it. Like, sorry, like, even like at this yellow area, because he's committed at that point. So these are really the trajectory, like the spots you're trying to hit. This is also why I keep saying that, like, we want to be falling with our up airs, because the falling up airs with our tippy toes is better at hitting these 2 points without going above it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because, like, we want to do this. We don't want to do this. Or I guess it would be the other way around. Like, up air is like kind of a... No, it is an arc. I had that right the first time. We want to do this, not like this. Kind of. Because this one will get us, like, hit, because we're hitting him in this, like, danger... In the no-no zone. Like, this area. This height bad. But, yeah. And there's kind of, like, a third line because of this that kind of follows the platforms themselves. Because this is also, like, the no-no line. Like, we don't want to deal with this, because anything in between these 2 points is, like, yeah, this is often bad news. So we want to actually be swinging below it, below hitting him, because we want him to, we really want to be disciplined about making him fall onto the attack. Does this make sense, or does it seem like...
This is awesome. Like, you drew, like, the X's, and my brain turned on.
Right, so what about that clicks?
I think it's because hitting him closer to a spot where he's not, like, I've looked at Yoshi's, like, frame data, like, his moves, and they're, like, not very good. So, like, hitting him in a spot where I'm able to recover and he is not in a good spot. So, like, for example,
like this,
hitting, lowering on a back air. That's, like, a good spot for me, because he's in a spot where his moves don't hit very well, and I'm in a spot where I can hit him and then recover and then punish whatever he does after, if it doesn't hit, or at least just run away, where he doesn't really have anything else. Like, once he hits the ground, once he gets to the ground versus ground, I like me, so I'm fine with that. Exactly.
And the other thing I'd say is, imagine if instead of hitting his shield, you had just, like, barely missed his shield and then dashed forward here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he comes in at this angle, this diagonal, because he sees you coming forward, he'd wavelands this way, comes off with, like, DJC Nair. If you would dash this way and come back with that, like, back air that we talked about earlier, like the forward, like, dash forward, jump back kind of thing, yeah, like, you're just in such a good position. But because you hit his shield, there's so much pressure on you, because he takes no shield stun, for you to get something out on landing. So this is what I mean by like that when you hit his shield, it kind of like tells him what his timing has to be, because he doesn't take shield stun anyway. So there's no real benefit to hitting his shield when he's unless you have a trap planned. And on a lot of these, it's clear that like we don't have one of those. Traps against him usually involve things like, you know, a multi-hit aerial, but I don't think our nair is quite... Like, you could use your nair for this, but you'd want to hit with the tips of your toes, and even then it's kind of risky, but it works. Or you'd want to, like, go with your, like, tipped up air. But again, like, we don't want to put ourselves... Because those moves have the legs to, like, not deal with him. Like, not open yourself up to counter hit. Like, this was actually a pretty good example of what we could do. I would have looked for grab on the bottom.
Yeah, I definitely see. Like, I wasn't ready for him to just drop like that, and then I be able to. But now that I'm seeing it, it makes so much sense. Because I just fall so much faster, and I can make it down there and recover, and he'll just be... It's almost like he's whiffing, like it's like a regular whiff punish.
Yeah. Like, I would even say that, like, this is why back air is so good, because, like, again, I would have grabbed here just because I would have gone for the up throw knee kill, or the up throw knee trap. But, like, back air is also very good for the same reason, because if he holds in, you just do the same trap with, like, back air, and if he goes off stage, it's fine. Like, whatever. He's getting close to the point where up air breaks it anyway. Yeah. All in all, though, like, this match was not played poorly. Like, this second game was played very well for the most part. It's just, like, there's things that need to be, like, some fine-tuning needs to happen, but, like... The vision is there. Please edgehog him. No! Okay, you had to grab it so much sooner. Why are you waiting?
I genuinely don't know. I think I just was like, if he air dodges, I can stand here and be ready. But I could just do that. It's so slow, I could just do that on ledge. I don't know why.
Yeah, so there's also something else going on here that you definitely are not aware of, but that's okay. So when he stops kicking his little booties, he doesn't have the double jump armor anymore.
Okay.
So
now we're talking.
So he's Omega dead right now. Like, if you just up air here, like, just spam, like, run off double jump up air kind of thing, like, there's nothing he can do.
Yep, just do it 2 times and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's nothing to do, yep.
So, like, as an important reminder, I would say that, like, once these stop moving, no jump. No, stop moving, no armor. No armor. Arrgh. I know that's misspelled, but I don't care.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, like this was like this was up air. This was like this was like 10 times out of 10 up air. You probably should have won this. Okay, that was a little silly. Thing about this is it's so obvious. Remember, this is his parry. So this is like the thing that he does that like defends against anything, because he's actually invincible during the startup of his shield, and what they're doing is that they're canceling that into a jump before the shield like actually comes out and like locks them into its like jumpless property before the egg appears, more or less. So with that in mind, this is can we agree that this is probably like a pretty straightforward knee to go for?
Yeah.
So what could we do instead that still kills him?
Grab?
Yeah, empty land grab. Absolutely. 100%, like, no notes. What else could we do?
I mean, we could just wait. If he shields, like, what does he do?
Well, so to be fair, remember, like, yeah, so waiting good, but let's say you'd want to jump and, like, threaten him on it. Like, what could we do instead of this knee?
No way you're saying up B here. There's no shot.
No, up B is... I mean, like, we're going for grab anyway. Like, the other play is empty land grab, which hits about the same time as up B, so no, definitely not. Yeah. But what about stomp?
Stomp. What is the distinction from stomp to knee here?
Well, so remember, so the way his parry works is that he only has a sliver of invincibility frames for it, right? He doesn't... I think, like, theoretical maximum is, like, 6, and that's, like, TAS. That's, like actual TAS. So, basically, Amsa can do it consistently, and no other Yoshi can. So, with that in mind, let's see here. What frame do you think knee comes out versus what frame do you think stomp comes out?
Knee is, like, somewhere in the realm of, like, 13, and stomp is, like, 15?
There is startup 15, so it hits on 16, and then fair is 13. So the reason I'm suggesting stomp is because we don't also have to, like, we can hit Stomp at earlier timings if we want to. Like, Knee we're somewhat constricted because we have to hit with, like, the sweet spot, which is only out for a little bit. But the Stomp gives us a way to, like, hit whenever, like, hit earlier if we wanted. Like, it doesn't matter where we start it relative to him as long as a part of it hits him, you know what I mean? Whereas with Knee, it has to be, like, you know, the strong hit. Although, at 100 damage, you might be able to get away with the weak hit, right? So, that's also a consideration. I think the main thing, though, is to think about how your different kill moves represent different timings for him to deal with. Because even just, if he only gets 4 frames of invincibility and he has to time it perfectly, like, 2 frames of startup difference is, like, actually a pretty big deal for that. Yeah. That's all, really.
Yeah.
Yo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Well,
okay.
Did I die?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, so I just...
My bad.
No, it's all good. But yeah, like, this is... Honestly, you probably could have gotten away with, like, empty land forward smash. I swear I've seen people do crap like that. But... I don't know.
Don't look. Don't look at this, please.
Sure, we'll get out of here. Let's talk Pikachu.
Yeah.
So, I think he's a little more straightforward than Yoshi. What are your thoughts on the matchup overall, though, other than, yeah, Pika?
I don't know where my window to punish is a lot of the time. Like, you'll see me, like, I get hit, I can, like, stomp him because it's my turn. But then I just get hit with an up air or some other weird, like, hitbox move.
Gotcha. So, for edge guarding this guy, always grab edge if you can.
Okay.
Because, like, the thing is, you see how annoying this recovery is? He can't, like, you want to take away his ability to go there and grab the edge. So, yeah, want to do hack, like, stalls, good. Yeah, like, beautiful, that's what we want. In terms of when it's your turn, I actually think this is a matchup where back air is really important. It just kind of deals, it's the same thing. So the problem with Nair is that Nair goes over him a lot of the time. You've probably noticed, so does up air. You see what I mean? Whereas back air hits lower on your jump, like back air just hits lower. So I think that back air is pretty important in general versus him. I think that the impression I'm getting is that we're using moves that don't really work well versus like small, tiny characters, and Pikachu is absolutely one of those, and he's very like punishing when you do those things against him because he's got good like up moves, anti-airs kind of thing. Yeah, like, why are we shielding in the corner afterwards?
I was scared. I'm scared of the Nair flying at me, edge cancel, up air, the back of my shield, like weird stuff. I don't understand.
Then why did we leave the platform?
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, if we're worried about all, if we're, like, we're just put ourselves in all of his threats now. Like, he can grab us, he can up smash us, like, nope, and he can, like, full momentum Nair us. Like, no wonder this is scary, because we're now suddenly in range of all of his stuff. Like, you'll notice he doesn't really get much when you're on the platforms. I'm not saying platform camp him, but I am saying that, like, it's a good spot to go against him defensively in general.
And then, I guess I'm thinking about, like, getting up air, and doesn't really... I feel like he gets, like, a weird up air, and then I can slide off it. It's, like, a weird move. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really have that much off up air at, like, lower percents. Higher percents, obviously, just whatever combos, but...
Missing the tech on the side platform near the edge of it is very good is really defensively strong against him. The reason for it is because if he up airs, because you've missed the tech, and up air only does 4, so you'll get that weird, like, no stun launch that you get when, like, Falco's, like, when you're knocked over by Falco, and then he shines you, but he shined a lot already, so you just fly up. Same thing happens with his up air. Same thing with Sheik forward tilt when she F tilts you out of knockdown, when you're, like, when it's been staled. It's because there's not enough damage for it to consider stun, for the game to count it as stunned. The only way that it really goes wrong is if he, like, wavelands and is, like, if he figures out a way to, like, reset you, but it's not, I don't know if he has many ways of doing it. There's, like, it's really awkward, it's a really awkward spot for him in general when he's comboing someone.
Yeah, I really thought there'd be, like, when he forward smashed, I'm like, oh, I could punish this, and then he just got out.
Oh, which one? The
It was before this. Yeah, right there. Like, go back another 5. Oh, no,
okay.
I guess it wasn't that. There was a forward smash where I went in for a knee and I thought I was in time and I just wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like, you were pretty far away and you still got the knee on his shield. Oh, no, he was able to spot dodge. Could just grab him.
Yeah. Going for grab after that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, like, also just, like, dash dance grabbing the forward smash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah, like, just down throw knee him or, like, up throw knee him.
When they're at, like, that percent where it's, like, 80-ish, I just want to hit them. But grab gets me that anyway, probably, so.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why are we, like, making life difficult for ourselves with a move that comes out really, like, that takes a while for it to come out, right? If we can just hit him. It's the platforms. It's not easy for him to, like, work with these as long as we avoid the up airs. Like, while out in, like, not in non-tech positions. Like, the only reason he gets this is because we go for a follow-up we shouldn't have, right? Like, we go for a reversal that we probably shouldn't have. Like, I'm thinking we just shield drop here or run off the platform, generally. And then up here, he gets this, but we could have actually survived this, too. Because you roll to the side, you just go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of like being... It's kind of like being comboed by Fox, where he has, like, throw to, like, vertical kill. And we just want to, like, make him, like, have to chase awkwardly in spots where he can't do that. Platforms are good at that because, yeah, there's, like, a bunch of surfaces for us to work with that stop his dash jump. They take away his runway to, like, do those things.
Oh, yeah. I guess... What do I do against that? I just have to... I have to respect that, right? The bolt coming down.
Hack stash. You could hack stash, or you could just, like... Yeah, like, if you don't double jump forward and then wave land back, that would work. If you land on stage and then wave dash back, that also works because of the startup on this. Yeah, you have ways of dealing with that.
Time? Okay.
Yeah. We just got hit by it. Like, that's it. You could also just, like, ledge hop back here. Hit it, and then, like...
Oh, hit it? Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, like...
I forgot you could do that to projectiles. You could just bonk them.
I feel like that's such a, like, a buzzkill on some of the mid-tiers. Like, it ruins them, but I also don't want to deal with a better Pikachu, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, we're going for, like... We're scrambling a bit.
Yeah, my scram is not good.
Yeah, we need more back here. We need back air and we need more stomp. Again, he's small. Where's the stomp?
Yeah, he's tiny.
So, in this position, I think you had the right idea with the shield. It looks like you let go of it for some reason. Yeah, you're probably, like, nearing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He cooked, actually. That was pretty good. I'm alive? Hold on, I'm the best. I'm the worst. Hold on, wait.
Okay. I don't think that was actually that bad, all things considered. Like,
these were close games I played today. I'm like, I feel like if I had, like, a couple of extra things, I could clutch them out. But...
Like, look! Back air!
Yeah, it's working. I have this dumb thing in my head where if, like, the first stock goes well, I'm like, oh, this guy's, like, I could beat him doing whatever. And then the brain turns off and then I lose.
But you see what I mean with, like, how it just, like, kind of, like, hits this, like, good zone? Also, you just grabbed him out of a short hop, like, good stuff. What was that? I'm going to assume that was a lag spike.
That was a missed input. I don't know.
Okay. Stomps.
Gotta stomp. I gotta start doing the...
Well, no, so, like,
downwards.
So this is a reason to do stomp over knee, actually. So if you knee here, you get the weak hit, right? If you don't hit the, if you don't hit the opening frames, like the vulnerability frames of the spot dodge with the knee sweet spot, you get the weak hit, and that's no good. But if you stomp, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's...
any hit works, so...
Yeah, any part of it works. So because of that, it's actually a better cover for, like, rolls and spot dodges in a lot of ways. So these mid-tier characters who use those things more often, like, that's actually quite important sometimes.
Man, the backer just works. You pointed it out, and now that I'm looking at it, every backer I do just works, and everything else does not.
Well, he's small. Like, back air hits small people.
Tiny guy.
Sometimes you just have to, like, backfist a midget.
Yeah.
I am not endorsing violence. Please don't hurt me.
Dude, now I'm cooked. What the hell? I'm on the side. Yeah, whatever.
No, but, like, for realsies, like, Ratball and Ratball Jr., like, they just kind of... Most of their superpowers come from being small. So, yeah, you just have to, like, play a little differently. Stomp, as a result, and back air are just very important against them. Like, there's nothing really fancy about it. It's just the way they are. Like, look at that.
It just works. It just keeps working.
Like, Hungrybox's Falcon would be so good versus, like, Pikachu. Because it would just back air. And then, like, Pikachu would be like, oh, no. So, I noticed we haven't had the weird tech stand thing come up, which sometimes is a problem for people. Do you know about that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so Pikachu...
Is it that thing where I'm, like, randomly up? You know what I'm talking about?
No. So
Pikachu's
tech stand is invulnerable for longer than other... Like, the rats have more invincibility on their tech in place than the other characters. It's 24 frames instead of the normal 26. Okay. Sorry, I mean normal 20. So they have like 4 frames fewer in vulnerability compared to a normal character. So on tech in place, it's sometimes good to go for coverage that has like a very meaty hitbox when you're doing tech chases in general. So like people stomp it a lot, for example. Because it doesn't matter where you hit it, so you can be kind of like loose with... It doesn't matter if the timing isn't like super perfect, because it doesn't have to be. But I don't really see you going for like many... You're not getting many knockdowns, but if you start using Stomp, I foresee that changing. So yeah, it's more of like a heads up about that in the future. Yeah. So we just kind of like ran... Like this last stock, like let's look at our decisions. So we charge into the fight, we go for a grab. Okay, so we're trying to call it a movement. Like, yeah. So the issue here is that because you're not using your back air and the moves that are good at walling him out, you're trying to call out his movements and like flailing because you think that you have to read his movement, but you don't. You still just make a wall against him in a lot of these positions. Like naring away from him and then like running away with dashing away with back air would be something I would very strongly consider doing in this kind of position.
Yeah, I think even in my head, I'm leaning towards the back air just because I've had my up smash, my nair up smashed like so much, even with like Fox and stuff.
Well,
it just happened.
No, that's fair. But like, hear me out here. So that's kind of why I like the nair here, because we are kind of trying to bait him into going for it. So what I'm saying is we jump backwards like this, like however we can jump backwards away from him, probably more like that. And we're just swinging with nair, moving back from him. Remember, his nair is like, we're just creating a wall as we're fading away, and everything is just prioritized on like max drift away after we like release the stick for the 1 bit that we need to do so in order to nair. Because the idea here is that if he comes forward, he has to basically read where we're gonna land, from our fast fall within this kind of like range over here, right? Mm-hmm. And his up smash is very, very punishable if he misses. So the idea here is that we're execution testing him. A lot of beating Pikachu, believe it or not, is just execution testing him. Because a lot of times, because he doesn't have a good dash dance grab, he doesn't have a great, like, throw versus, like, hit mix-up. Because of how tiny his, like, hands are. So with that in mind, it's actually quite good to use things like this, because they force him to basically guess to hit us. And if he's off by even a little bit, the second we get our shield out on landing, if we get it out, yeah, like we get a free like knee on him after. I think we can knee out of shield on his up smash. So yeah, we get like a big punish on him.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, so we're just kind of like goading him. It's kind of like how we like aerial shield or like dashing shield or empty land shield a lot versus Fox when we're at like up smash %, because we're just trying to like bait him. Same idea here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, except with him, he doesn't have the grab. Like grab is not nearly as big of a problem because A, his grab isn't as good, and B, he has all these problems with the side platforms if we miss tech. So I would say like one big thing that I'd recommend implementing in the matchup right away, aside from back air, is when we hit on these platforms, like no tech. Do not tech on them. Just aim for like around this part of the edge so you can do good slide offs, or like over here. Like basically here or here. no tech. If he hits you this way, like, slide off. And if he hits you with up air, then you're fine. It doesn't matter, because you've no teched. If you think he's going to waveland grab, you get up attack. But this is a very annoying thing for him to deal with, because the only answers he has to no tech that are worth anything are basically to, waveland on the platform and either try to jab reset you or tech chase you. And you can see him going for that.
Mm-hmm.
So no tech.
I feel like even jab resetting, you're close enough to the ledge where you could slide it off.
Yeah, you just SDI.
Yep.
So this is, like, very good. Like, no tech good. And you don't, I wouldn't say do it every time, but, like, no tech good is a good starting point because it makes him have to play awkwardly. And we usually want our opponents playing awkwardly.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't really have anything more to add on this one. That's about most of my Pikachu knowledge for this matchup. I don't think that, like, I think the first stock you played really well, and then for some reason we just, like, stopped doing the things that were working.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Have you beaten this guy before, or is he just, like...
I don't know. I try to get games as close to, like this session as possible, so I do it, like, game yesterday or today. I don't remember if I think I've played him before. I don't know if I've beaten him before.
Gotcha. So I would say for key takeaways, we want to recognize the benefit of Stomp versus weird characters in general. And the reason for it is it's good versus natural defense systems in this in the game, like roll and spot dodge, because it doesn't have the same constraints as Knee does in terms of when it has to hit them. And then it's also very consistent for follow-up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
So against small characters, versus small characters, what are we gonna do?
More stomps, more bears, more grabs.
More stomps, more bears, more grabs. I love that.
Oh.
What about versus Yoshi? What are we gonna do at low percent?
Try to chain grab, and if not, try to place moves in spots where he's not as good, like lower, when he's either hit him and then hit him late while I'm falling, and then do moves that hit him when he's close to the ground, like, it's better to trade for me. So, like, Knee when he's, like, all the way towards the ground, and try to avoid the platform height scraps.
Yeah. When swinging, look for falling aerial with tipped feet, and then nair for multi-hit in a pinch. And then for, like, versus Yoshi high percent, we're gonna say that we want to... Oh, actually, mid percent, yeah, like I'd say it, up B. Up B is up B versus shield on side flat. And then versus Yoshi at high percent, we just want to use grab more, and timing mix up versus the parries. The aerials versus his parry. Cool. So, this is what I've got for you. Take a look-see. Is there anything that is missing here that you think we should make note of?
Trying to remember. I'm looking at the pictures.
Where he is. Actually, yeah, not gonna be. That's the same thing. Placing moves where he's gonna go instead of where he is. Yeah. No tech versus Pika, no tech on platform. That's important.
Yeah, that's important, yeah.
No tech near edge of side plat.
Also identifying the no armor when Yoshi's recovering.
Yes, versus Yoshi. All the notes are just Yoshi. Versus
Yoshi's a weird guy.
He's so peculiar. He's just, Yoshi. Yes. So when his feet are no longer kicking, he has no DJ armor. And then we also spotted that friggin' Stomp breaks earlier than Knee. And then Stomp breaks earlier than Knee.
no feet equals no armor. That's the best note I've ever written.
That's sick.
That doesn't even make any sense. He still has the feet. I'll know. When I read it back, I'll know.
Mm-hmm. And then I think for Pikachu, oh yes, you can hit, versus Pika, you can hit the... You can attack the, or you can attack or ledge stall through the lightning bolt. The jolt, yeah.
What I initially was trying to do was, like, I've heard that he has a really bad hurt box on the up B, so I just tried to swing moves. Like, I would always try to just do that and hope I hit him, but that didn't... Against good Pikas, they'll just go to ledge.
They aim away from you, yeah, but that's like why occupying the edge is so important, and why so much of the recovery and edgeguard games in that matchup have become structured around, like, Pikachu trying to, like, force you off it. It's because people used to get hit by that all the time, because, he does become huge. But as a result, the metagame, because Pikachu's recovery is very good, and has, like, a lot of versatility to it, the recovery games became, like, structured in a way that, like, moved him away from the opponent, like, in a very exaggerated fashion, basically. So then, as a result, people stopped swinging in those kind of, like, big spots. They grabbed the edge, would do, like, landing-like punishes. And then now he's trying to force people off of the edge. So it's kind of, it's just developed in this direction where it's like that thing that, like, the first thing that was good doesn't really come up anymore on him. Mm-hmm. Not the way it used to, anyway. Like, you'll still see it at high level, but the reason it comes up with, like, Zane and Axe and stuff is because their matchup against each other has become so, like, developed that they've kind of, like, come full circle in a way on it. Because they both know that they're going to, like, okay, so he's going to try to force me off, so maybe, like, I challenge him when he goes for the jolt, but then Axe is like, oh, wait, no, but I know he's going to do that, so I cleverly do this instead. But that's just them being really good. Generally speaking, just make sure you occupy the edge and you defend it well.
Yeah, I know exactly what we're talking about. It's like the you versus your friend matchup. You're like 4 levels deep in reads that, like, nobody would ever go for.
No, absolutely. Like, the your friend matchup is at high level in this game is, like, crazy.
Yeah, it's, like, psychotic.
Yeah. With that said, I think that this is kind of where we have to part ways, because I do have somebody after you.
Sure.
But I'm curious. How have you been? Have you found this rewarding? Was there anything that surprised you, like, in working together?
Just you are, like, so much more worth the money than what you're charging. That's what my takeaway was, to be honest. I'm like, okay, I'm getting this guy for an hour. I gotta make sure I get all my questions and whatever. You're in my DMs just messaging me about stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, overall, like, if I were to say, like, I would absolutely recommend you. In fact, I already have. I'm like, okay, listen, if you want to coach, like, Kirby's my guy. That's my goat.
Let's go.
Literally the only thing I was like, I wish I had those other 2 video recordings. Well, you know, shit happens if you have to record. It's not a big deal. But overall, like, 9.5 out of 10 experience.
That's great to hear. Well, I get the impression that this is where we part ways, at least for a bit. So this has been a pleasure. If you ever want to pick this up again with me, feel free to do so. You know, I like working with you. In the meantime, I'm going to let you go, and hopefully I see you again sometime in the future. Sound good?
Yeah, I'll see you at top 8.
All right. Peace.